Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 37 points that you need to be ready to have in place for your growth. At the end of the show, I'm going to be giving away this whole checklist. I can't go over all 37 in this show because the show's too short, but if you'd like the whole checklist, we'll be going over that and the most important ones. And then if you want the whole thing, just comment below. We'll get it to you. And thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to another episode of Dental Marketing Go. I'm your host, Gary Bird. I'm the owner of SMC National, where we help level the playing field against the big guys out there so you can grow the way that you want, but you can't grow if you don't have these things in place. And we're just going to be going over some of them, not all of them. I have 37 points here, but I'm going to be going over the 9 main points, and then underneath them are the sub-points, okay? So I would love to hear down below in the comments too, what things did I miss? What is not on this checklist that I missed? Keep in mind, I'm a marketer, so I'm thinking from the outside in. A lot of times there's things on the inside of your practice that you need to have in place that I don't think about because I'm not a dentist. But these are the 37 things you got to have in place for sure to grow from the outside in. Okay? And I'm not going to be able to go over the whole list today, but I'm going to go over the main ones. And then if you would like all of them in more detail, just comment below. All right. So the first thing that you're going to have in place to be able to grow, like Bitcoin's exploding right now. So if you don't know, as I'm recording this, it's $85,000. But if you want to grow like Bitcoin, what do you need to do? So the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to have a growth marketing strategy. Okay. So that means here's what you can't do. All right, I'm just going to randomly do some marketing and hope that it works. That is not a strategy. That is hope, and hope is not a strategy, okay? So you're going to have a couple things in place to be able to do that. First of all, you have to know who you're targeting. I see this a lot where doctors kind of want to target everybody, so they end up targeting no one. So they want to be like a high-end cosmetic office, but they also want to attract families, which you can do, but it's tricky. You have to know what you're doing to be able to pull that off. That is not easy. You need to be able to communicate clearly on what makes you different. This happens a lot of times where doctors just aren't clear on what makes them different. And for massive growth, now can you grow slowly without this? Yes. But for massive growth, if you're looking at doubling your new patients and doing that repeatedly, where you go from 20 to 40, 40 to 80, 80 to 160, which I've seen happen, we do this all the time. This is what we do. You have to be good at Google and Facebook ads, and or work with somebody who's good at them. And you have to understand them in dental. It's just because someone's good at running ads, but they've never run dental before, they're probably not going to be good. The chances of them being good, like really good, is the same chances of a new grad dental student coming out of dental school and being amazing at treatment day one. Same odds. And it's not because Google ads are like super hard or Facebook ads are super hard. There's a lot of learnings that you have to go through that's specific to dental that Google and Facebook don't teach you. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll just connect with the free customer support at Google and Facebook and they'll help me. Guess what? They don't understand dentistry. Their job's to get you to spend more money. So if you think that that's your growth strategy, you're going to be greatly disappointed, okay? So you got to work with somebody who understands dental. So important, okay? Number 2, and again, I'm not going through any certain order. These are just random, and we have all 37 others. Also, if this is bringing value to you, give me a thumbs up or drop me a comment, all right? Either one of those, that really helps me, lets me know that I'm on the right track with my content, lets me know to keep making content. I would love to hear from you if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you're watching, okay? All right, the next one, do you understand your patient's buying cycles? This is really important. You have to understand there's 2 different business models out there. In dental, there's the recurring business model, the Netflix model, and then there's the sales model, and I call that like the Mercedes-Benz model. What's the difference? One is all about base hits and getting people to come back to their hygiene appointment, the recurring model. So as long as you get those patients to come back to their hygiene appointment, you're good. Your practice will continue to grow, and you will be good. But if you get into the sales model, the Mercedes-Benz model, you're only as good as your last month's sales numbers. And a lot of dentists don't understand the sales model because they're not used to that kind of mindset. It's totally different. Those are two different kinds of patients, two different kinds of treatment, two different kinds of mindset, two kinds of different operations that you have to run. So if you get 10 patients to come in, I'm just going to use extremes. Let's use full arch. But implants are this way, aligners are this way, lots of other treatments are this way, okay? All the bigger treatments. But let's just use full arch. If you get 10 patients to come in for full arch and none of them buy treatment that month, you're probably not getting any of those ever again. No shot, no second shot. But if you have 10 people come in for hygiene and they got some work and you kind of show them and you say, hey, yeah, you need to get some of this work done, might cause you some problems in the near future. Even if they don't get the work done, but they schedule their next hygiene appointment, you're going to get that treatment if they show up to the next hygiene appointment. That's it. I mean, it's that simple. So, and those are two extremes, right? And as you move into the middle, then they kind of blend a little bit. But you have to understand that. If you don't understand that, you're going to struggle. And if you're working with a marketing company that's trying to attract both ends of the spectrum, implants plus hygiene or emergencies plus aligners, like those are two different things. Your team has to be trained in different ways. Your schedule has to be set up in different ways. Your treatment coordinator has to be trained in different ways. All of it's different. So you have to understand that, okay? And then number 3, do you have Google reviews? Now, can you market and grow without Google reviews? Yes, 100% you can. However, it's more expensive. You're going to pay more. How much more? $100 to $200 cost per acquisition. So if in your market it's normally $250 to acquire a patient, no Google reviews, that's going to put you into that $350, $450 range. If it's normally $350 in the market, it's going to drive more. Why is that? Basically, what ends up happening is you lose a lot of opportunities to the people who have more Google reviews than you. And it's not just about being 5-star. You go, oh, no, Gary, I got 5-star Google reviews. Yeah, but you only have 100 and your competition has 2,400. Which office would you choose? Which office would I choose? And so what ends up happening is you have to run your marketing in a certain way that you don't end up losing those people to those higher Google review offices, but you still get some loss, and there's not a lot you could do about it besides get more Google reviews. And then that begins to lower your cost. Okay, so if I was going to grow, what I would do is I would start marketing today, and I would have an aggressive Google campaign set up. Very aggressive. Okay, and again, if you want these tips down below, we go over these in detail, just comment below. All right, let's see. Is your website optimized for conversion? I was just chatting with somebody yesterday. They came through the chat on our site, and we were talking about it, and they were a potential client, and they were like, well, how much is it going to cost to upgrade my website, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't looked at your website. And people always want to know, how much is that going to cost? Well, it depends. How ready is your website? Is your website set up for conversion, or is it set up to be pretty? Two different things. Okay? Do you convert on the phone? Does your team know how to convert on the phones? Yeah, we convert a lot. I'm not talking about patient referrals. I could put my kids on the phone and they could convert patient referrals. Talking about marketing new patients, which are very much harder to convert. Now, once you learn the scripting, it's easy, which we have tons of scripting and training around this for your team. It's not hard. It's just you have to know how to do it. Okay, and we have a ton of podcasts around that. And then, do you have availability? Now, every doctor I've ever met says yes to this. They go, yeah, Gary, we got a ton of availability. Okay, but like how soon could you see, if 10 patients called today, how soon could you see those 10 patients, and do they have options? See, it's not an option if you go, yeah, we have availability. We have one appointment on Wednesday and one on Friday. That's not availability. That's just 2 open spots that you need to fill. Availability is having blocks of time available for patients. What works better for you, mornings or afternoon? Mornings. Okay, what day works better for you, Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. Great, we got a Tuesday morning. Let's lock it in. See the difference between like, oh, we got a Wednesday. Wednesday don't work. I can't do Friday. I'm going to be out of town. Make sense? You have to have blocks of availability. And we have training on block scheduling and all that kind of stuff. So we talk about that quite often. I actually just had a post go viral. All right, let's see what else. There's 37 points, so I'm just scrolling through all of them here. And if you want these, just comment below. We'll get you the free access. Do you recare your patients? Yeah, we recare our patients. 99% of them recare. Okay, but what about your marketing new patients? That's a big one, and we have several points underneath that. And then do you have any internal marketing? Do you ask for referrals? That's huge. Free patients. And they are trusting patients. And they're going to buy treatment from you. And they're going to show up. And they're going to say yes to, all the different options that you have. So that's a big one. So anyways, I got these 37 points. If you want them, we only went over a couple today. We're out of time. As always, comment below for the free resource. Like, subscribe, comment. It really helps me. And you have a great day. Take care.